Right now, we are following a developing situation out of Minneapolis. Police tell us one person is hurt after a shooting near a popular music venue. This happened on 1st Avenue North between 3rd and 4th Street, right across from the Fine Line Theater. That's in the Minneapolis Warehouse District. Cece is live there now with new information this morning. Cece, what can you tell us?
Hey, good morning, Jason. Well, as of this morning, the scene is clear. No more police tape. The road here is no longer blocked off. Of course, the scene was much more active a few hours ago when we were here. But as you mentioned, we confirmed with police that at least one person is waking up in the hospital this morning. No word yet on that person's age or their identity. But take a look at this new video that we got from the scene shortly after the shooting happened. You can see the street was taped off while officers checked out the area. There was also at least a dozen crime scene markers on the ground. Right now, police are still investigating. Now, around the time of this shooting, a sold-out event was happening at Fine Line, which is just right across the street here. One of the guests was Maya Hawke, best known for her role on Stranger Things. That event was for all ages. Now, just a couple of hours ago, we did reach out to Minneapolis police just to get any more information about what led up to the shooting, what happened. We're still waiting to hear back from them as of 6 o'clock this morning. But as we learn more, you will be the first to know any information. Jason?
All right, Cece, live on scene this morning with the very latest. Thank you. This morning, we're waiting to learn more about what led up to a state trooper's squad car being hit by a car over the weekend. This happened Saturday afternoon in Hampton along Highway 52. Now, take a look at this video. You can see here that a driver went off the road into the grassy median, crashing into a state trooper's squad car, which was sitting in the median. State Patrol is investigating this crash. They tell us the trooper was not hurt. The other driver was injured, but is expected to survive. In just a few hours here, Minnesota State Patrol is set to unveil its new accountability dashboard. This is all an effort to increase transparency and build trust. The dashboard will share information about the State Patrol's work and how the agency is holding troopers and employees accountable. The Department of Public Safety says while this information is public, this is the first time it will be posted proactively in one place. Senator Amy Klobuchar and Mayor Jacob Frey were at Minneapolis Station 11 over the weekend in support of the Fire Grants and Safety Act. A form of the bill was introduced in both the Senate and the House last fall and would reauthorize 2 grant programs for firefighters through 2032. They're set to expire this year.
What this does is it brings us from an authorized strength of 419 to 434. And that doesn't sound like much, but the last time the Minneapolis Fire Department had a authorized strength of 434 was nearly 2 decades ago. Less overtime means less fatigue, and less fatigue generally translates into less injuries, which can be more costly than any of those other things that we talked about. Plus, it allows for us to have healthier and more effective firefighters.
So the grants fund everything from staffing to new equipment. Since 2015, Minnesota fire departments have received more than $81 million in federal assistance. City leaders in Stillwater will meet later today to talk about the possibility of spring flooding and how they plan to deal with it. They want to update homeowners and business owners on the flood forecast, parking lot closures, and sandbagging operations. This comes as the National Weather Service's 2023 Spring Flood Outlook calls the potential for spring flooding throughout several parts of the state well above normal. Business owners in downtown Stillwater along the St. Croix River tell us they are staying prepared.
Well, of course, water and flooding is always a concern, being this close to the water, but we're very hopeful that we'll have a decent year, and they do a really good job sandbagging in Stillwater, and we have a lot of volunteers that come through. So we're hoping for the best, but also expecting the worst.
Tonight's meeting is at 6:30 in the council chambers at Stillwater City Hall. At the Capitol this week, Governor Walz expected to join a rally for paid family and medical leave. 60 different groups plan to be at tomorrow's event. They are supporting bills that would provide up to 12 weeks of partial pay for medical leave, including pregnancy, and 12 weeks of partial pay for family leave. In just a few hours, a grand jury is hearing more testimony in the criminal case involving former President Trump and alleged illegal hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels in 2016. And Trump is predicting he will be arrested tomorrow, even though it's not clear if he'll be indicted. Over the weekend, he took to social media and says he expects to be arrested. Many Republicans expressing their outrage over the idea of an indictment, while Democrats say let the legal process play out.
I'm taken aback at the idea of indicting a former president of the United States at a time when there's a crime wave in New York City.
I would urge everyone to just allow the prosecutors to do their job.
Attorney Bob Costello, once a legal advisor to Michael Cohen, plans to testify today. Trump is calling for protests in the event of his arrest, and federal agencies are stepping up security. Well, let's talk Vikings this morning. After playing with the Vikings for 10 seasons, wide receiver Adam Thielen has a new team this morning. The NFL confirmed Thielen is heading to the Carolina Panthers a week after his release from the Vikes. The Panthers signed Thielen to a 3-year deal. It all comes after Carolina traded receiver DJ Moore to the Chicago Bears. That move gave Carolina the first overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. And in just a few hours here, we're going to hear from the Gopher women's basketball program's new coach. Dawn Plitzuweit is giving her first news conference at 12:30 today. Coach P, as she is known, is taking the reins of the program after a Minnesota basketball legend, Lindsay Whalen, stepped down earlier this month. Coach P has nearly 30 years of coaching experience, and she most recently coached the Mountaineers program in West Virginia to an NCAA tournament appearance. We wish her the best of luck as she takes over here. Well, spring is finally here, and that means we will feel some warmer temperatures soon. So Guy is here with the first week of spring and what that's going to bring us here.
We're going to see a few spring rainstorms and also some snow this week, and temperatures warming up this week as well, but temperatures right around seasonal or below that. So I'm not tracking any above average days for the 7-day forecast. Right now 27, feels like 19 on the skin. Dress for the chill. You got winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. We'll see a few peaks of sunshine today, most of the clouds high level, so grabbing your cup of coffee, nothing to slow you down this morning, or grabbing some breakfast, taking the dog out. Mid-30s this afternoon, northeast wind 10 miles per hour. Just a quiet day ahead. Tonight, clouds, mid-20s, temps steady with that cloud cover. Temperatures really won't move much. Tomorrow morning, low 30s and mid to upper 30s by tomorrow. So anything, we are tracking some snow in the forecast briefly tomorrow. Accumulations look light. That will shift over and change over to rain. So I'll step out of the way for your 3-day forecast. Chilly today, 37 later this afternoon. A PM mix tomorrow. Should start off as rain, snow, or a little bit of snow before changing over to rain. Minimal impacts out there, minimum impacts for any commuters for your day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, changing over to rain, and then a few leftover areas with sprinkles and areas with drizzle for Wednesday morning. Temperatures right around 40 degrees Wednesday. All right, so here's a weather recap. A few high-level clouds today, chilly today. Again, no weather impacts today, nothing to slow you down. Tomorrow, light snow accumulation still expected, especially north. I'll have that map coming up with winter storm watches. This tomorrow through tomorrow evening. Temperatures remain near or below average again, but I'm tracking another system on Thursday, this time trending more southward. So we'll have a chance for snow. More on that coming up.
All right, Guy, thank you. If you are heading to Florida for spring break, heads up here. One city has some new rules after a violent weekend. We're going to have the details on the state of emergency in 3 minutes. And then egg prices are still high. Now, one retailer is pulling them from its shelves. The reason why the company made this decision in just 4 minutes. And then at 6:17, a foundation dedicated to finding the lost. How one man is turning his family's tragedy into hope for others with missing loved ones. This Thursday, KARE 11 is teaming up with Memorial Blood Centers for a spring blood drive. It's over at the Minneapolis Marriott West Hotel from 1 to 7. To reserve a donation time, head on over to kare11.com/healthfair, and donors will receive a free shirt and a chance to win tickets to see Hamilton at the Orpheum Theater.
15 years of storytelling, hundreds of videos, all in one place. Land of 10,000 Stories, the complete collection. Rewatch your favorite stories or use the interactive map to find new stories across our state. Go to kare11.com/land